I just got to do the Facebook. I wish I had like one key that I could hit and go live with everything. But
I'm sure by next week you will.
yeah, I'll have that done. All right. Well, Mr. Lichtenstein and the Tom Lichtenstein story. I always remember the West Virginia chapter meeting that you were going on, say, at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking at my watch, and it was 10 till, and you're still not in the room. And it was 5 till, and you're still not in the room. And then all of a sudden, it was like 3 minutes till you're going on. You walk down the center of the aisle, you put your briefcase down, you threw your computer on, and you were on live. I tell you what, that was impressive.
And
Absolutely
what
impressive.
came out of that?
The Tom Lichtenstein story,
And I might be late.
but he's worth the wait.
You got it.
I love it. All right, so we're live, and thank you for taking the time out to talk about your session next week during the Western section meeting, which you're going on September 25th. So we've got Chad Kennedy opening the show on Monday morning at 10 a.m., and you're closing us out at the end of the week at 10 a.m. with a very important topic on reconditioned equipment. But I'm sure there are a lot of people who are going to be watching this right now, Tom, that don't know who you are, that have probably seen me because I've done so many of these things so far. So please, can you do me a favor and introduce yourself and then talk a little bit about what you're going to be talking about next week?
Sure. Thanks, Tom.
No problem.
So first of all, they saved the best for last.
That's right.
Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
Either that or I'm a boat anchor. One of the two. I like the former better than the latter.
I hear you.
So my name's Tom Lichtenstein. I've been an engineer at UL for the last 31 years, and I work in the Codes and Regulatory Service Department. My job is to support the UL mark by supporting those in the installation community, primarily AHJs, but installers and all that good stuff. Try to give you all the UL information you need to do your job. And that's what my department revolves around. So that's why I attend a lot of my responsibility is to cover the entire Western section of the IAEI.
Wow.
And so those who you are familiar with going to the Western section, I'm sure you've seen me before, or any of the chapters in the Western section. And we're going to be talking about reconditioned equipment. A lot of changes went on in the 2020 NEC around reconditioned equipment, rebuilt equipment, whatever you want to call it. At UL, we call it rebuilt equipment typically. So there's a lot of implications there for listed equipment. If you take a piece of listed equipment and then you reconditioned it, what happens to the original listing on that product? Yeah. And there's a lot of changes in the NEC that now have limitations on what you can do for reconditioning. There was a document that was proposed to the NEC by a remanufacturing organization, and a lot of different ways to refurbish, remanufacture, rebuild stuff was in there, kind of a generic document. So that's where a lot of these requirements came around, to make sure that the equipment is still safe, and any rebuilding, reconditioning is done in accordance with the way it was manufactured and consistent with its certification stuff. So a lot of changes in the code and a lot of things that you may never thought about and how that would affect the certification. And we're going to talk about that.
Excellent. I know, Tom, I get a lot of, when this first went in when it went in the code for the 2020 version of the NEC, which everybody carries one of these around with them everywhere, right? I mean, everybody has. Look, yeah, there you go.
Oh, I just pulled this out of my wallet.
That's the 17 version though, but that's okay. We got it all covered. So,
I memorized it last week, so I don't even carry it.
You don't carry the 2020 anymore.
No.
Yeah.
It's all up here.
That's right. That's smart. But when that hit the streets, I was getting a lot of questions on just what is reconditioned, and you're going to cover all of that, right? Are you going to help people understand like what changes constitute being reconditioned and what doesn't, right?
Right.
Yep. So
And a lot of common stuff as far as maintenance with products, is that considered conditioning, or kind of what are the limitations? Can I add breakers or drives and all that good stuff, replace drives and motor control centers, all that good stuff.
right.
Um,
Yeah. There's a
we'll
big
address
difference in that. There's a big, and I know there was a big concern from them, rewinding motors, and people thought that now I can't rewind a motor, which, you can rewind motors, you can replace circuit breakers in your panel boards and all this good stuff. So when a change comes in, as well as I do, because, what do they call guys like you and me, circuit riders or something like that? We go from different, all these different IEI meetings, and it's
yeah, we used
amazing.
to.
It's amazing all the different questions you get.
We used to.
Yeah, that's right. We used to, man. I don't know about you, but I haven't flown since like February of this year.
I haven't flown since March. Yeah.
That's insane. And I'm
The
usually
longest ever. Probably in 30 years, I haven't been on a plane. So
you know what? And I don't know about you, but this is the first time in a lot of years that I'm getting to experience again the change of seasons at home. We go to meetings like in the fall. I leave the house and the leaves are changing, and we go to California or we go to Florida or we're out somewhere where they don't have the change of seasons, and then we come back home, and then not only did I miss the colors, but they're gone because the leaves have all fallen by then.
yeah,
And it's
from September to November, rarely home. Yeah.
I'm telling you, rarely. This is the time we got the NECA convention, IEC convention, NFPA meetings. It's just an absolute IAEI meetings. So we got
absolutely.
Steve Froming out on YouTube, and he has a question for you, Mr. Lichtenstein. What is behind door number 1? I love it. You had all those doors behind you, and
Oh, you know, I wasn't picking up what he was putting down. Now I was like, I had to shift my whole office this way so it's like it doesn't show all the clutter on the dresser behind me. And
yeah.
and
Yep.
can I on WebEx? Can I change the background
I don't know that you can do that on WebEx. Well, I'm not going to change. I'm going to use WebEx going through this program. I know Teams you can.
Yeah,
Microsoft Teams, but we just converted over to Teams, and I'm not as proficient with Teams as I am with this. And like I do. This is a very complicated scenario, and I've got to host all of the Western section, and I got to do the Eastern section now too. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, so you are doing the Eastern section? I know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the Eastern section as well. So consistency and reliable known goods is what I'm all about. So, and then we've got Mr. Robert Weber. I don't know if you know Robert Weber from Omaha.
From Nebraska. I talked to him last week.
There he is. He says, great to see and hear you guys. Don't be fooled. You guys are good in your way. You just need to weigh a little more.
If we wait anymore, there'd be issues.
I know. You know what? And I tell you what, I dropped since the whole COVID thing, because I'm not traveling. I'm down 30 pounds. I'm feeling better.
God bless.
Yeah, most everybody gained
12.
weight. You're down 12?
I'm down 12 because I stopped eating. I started eating a salad for lunch every day instead of,
That's great.
Go to McDonald's. It's a miracle when you don't eat those 1,500 calories. What happens?
I know. And you probably like those Seattle Starbucks, with all of the creamers and the extra pumps of white chocolate, right?
I like them, but no, no, I drink decaf. So, though when I travel, I might as well get a venti mocha, in the airport.
So what's really interesting is Daryl Hill pointed out, he's also on YouTube. Apparently, Tom, you're no longer a Cubby. You're now a Sox man, right?
No, I'm still a Cubby fan.
Man, I don't know about that.
I'm still a Cubby fan. And as I'm getting calls from Jeff Bernson on my phone. But no, still a Cubby fan. My twin brother is a Sox fan, so we go back and forth.
That's right. You've got a twin. How do I know which Tom Lichtenstein I'm talking to?
You're talking to the one that's not Tim Lichtenstein. So.
Oh man, and you both begin with a T.
Tom and Tim, Frick and Frack.
Frickin' Frack. Oh my goodness. Nihad, you know Nihad Al Sharif?
I have seen him or heard him on
Okay.
some of your
On my programs and sessions. Yeah. So Nihad sits on Code Making Panel 2 with me. He's out there as well. So we're getting a little bit more people. This one, I think that the time to go live is around 4 o'clock because everybody's like, ready for a beer or something. I don't know.
Sure.
So, but anyway, we've got some people out there. I'm gonna just take a look real quick on my on Facebook. We're out on Facebook. I just want to make sure I don't miss any comments or questions. All that good stuff. We've got a few people on Facebook.
One thing though, part 2 of the presentation. So the first part's going to be on reconditioning, but that's not going to last the whole 2 hours. So the second hour is going to be on how to use UL Product IQ, which is UL's online certification database, to help you determine compliance with the NEC. So we'll go through some examples there and try and use the new, the database has been around for a couple of years.
Larry.
Whoop, sorry about that. Larry is calling. I should have answered the phone. I should answer this phone and bring him online with us. I won't do that to him, though.
Hopefully we'll make you experts on 2 things, on reconditioning and then how to use UL's online tools to help you either in your inspection jobs or sourcing products or installing products. A lot of good information that we have, and we all put it out there for you guys to help you do your jobs. And I think there's a lot of misunderstanding on UL information and what it's out there for and hopefully this sheds some light on it.
So let me ask you a question. You called it product spec?
No, product spec was the old tool. So product spec was sunsetted last November. So this is product IQ.
Okay, so help me understand.
productiq.ul.com.
Productiq.ul.com.
Yeah, and you have to. It's free, but you have to register. So.
Okay, so let me
next Friday, if you want to register, it'll be a lot easier. You can play around with it while I'm speaking.
Is this also the replacement for the white book?
Yeah. So the white book disappeared in 2014. Was the last time we. That's it. That was the last time we printed it. So product spec was the replacement for UL product spec was the replacement for the white book. Okay. And then we also had the online certification directory, which was 30 years old. So product IQ was developed to replace all those. So now we have one tool, UL product IQ. It replaced product spec to replace the old online certification directory.
Nice.
Pretty slick. Make you all experts on that next Friday.
Perfect. So you're going to walk through this, and can I get to what I really loved about, where my heart was at. My heart was in the white book. Loved that book. Mm-hmm. Will I be able to get to the marking guide? Because you had marking guides for circuit breakers and lighting and stuff like that. Can I get to the marking guide through there?
Sure. So so there's a couple ways you can do that. So you can get it directly by going to ul.com/marking guides.
Oh, really?
Or we have it integrated into the certifications as well on there. So if you're looking for the circuit breaker marking guide, what's ul.com/marking guides.
Oh, I put marketing guide.
Oh.
ul.com/marking guide. MARKING.
Plural.
Oh, plural. Marking guides. 2G. There it is. Look at that.
There you go. There's 10 or 11 different marking and application guides there.
Oh, there's the circuit. Oh, man, look at this. You got switchboards. You know what? I tell you what. I don't know about you, but I mean, when I look at some products and you look at all the different marks, especially circuit breakers, they had they have, all these different marks on there, HID, LMNOP, XYZ, and you're like, what the heck do these things mean?
EIEIO.
EIEIO, yeah. And then I went and I found the marking guide, and I just fell in love. And I know there's a panel board, there's a dead front for switchboards. So anything that UL requires the manufacturer to put on the label would be in here. But if I, as a manufacturer, want to put something else on there, I can. You wouldn't be telling that, but this represents what the standards require, right?
Correct.
Awesome.
Correct. Or what are permissible by the standard gives you an explanation of what that is.
Swimming pool.
Another bit helpful one is the wire and cable marking guides. That's, there's a couple tables in there, or 3 or 4 tables that help you decipher all the different types of cables and conductors. And I think you get to about page 9 and you get to all the tables.
Look at that. Oh yeah. So let's go to page 9. 6, 7, 8. I'm going to get everybody dizzy right now.
Next.
Wait. Section 5?
No, it keep going. It should run. It used to be on page 9. Keep scrolling.
Oh, 19. I thought you.
There we go. There's the tables. So there's, I think there's 3 different tables. NEC building wires and cables, and then there's flexible cords, and there's a whole bunch of different.
Well, so this is telling me your product, the temperature, the voltage, and the different types of cables, and the article. Right. I like that.
And the different ratings, and then there's the note numbers. You can go look up those notes in the guide there, and it's going to give you the explanation.
Oh, wow. Look at this.
Voltage.
Low voltage cables.
Miscellaneous cables and all that good stuff. Special purpose.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So it helps you to decipher all those markings on conductors.
Well, I tell you what, I referenced these marking guides a lot. And you know what's funny, Tom? I didn't get introduced to the white book, and now it will be product IQ, right?
Correct.
It'll be product IQ until late in my career. And I think about how I had these, I didn't know what things were, and you look at these labels and you try. Well, back when you and I were young, we didn't have internet, but now we Google these things, right? But these resources are now so much more readily available because of the internet and because of all these different resources. And I know you guys used to give the white books out. I'm sure now it's just a link, and there's probably a heck of a lot more information available at your fingertips than what you had in the white book. So correct.
And so the marking guides are available on the code authorities page of ul.com, ul.com/code authorities. And that's where you'll find that on technical resources. But you got the direct link there, ul.com/marking guides. That'll take you directly to it.
Yeah, there it is.
And we're in process of adding some new pages on there, inspection resources. So hopefully give you a lot more information. Those hopefully will be up there in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
But a lot of resources there. And also those marking guides, we've also integrated it into the certifications on Product IQ. If you want to look at Product IQ, I can give you a quick demo on, or give you a spot where that's at. So you were talking about the marking guide. I'm sorry, the circuit breaker marking guide. So let's get to the circuit breaker category. The category code for that is DIVQ.
Okay, what if I don't know DivQ?
So let's type in molded case circuit breakers or circuit breaker, and then let it populate. It's called, what they have there is, so let's take a look there. You got the main category DHR, but we want DIVQ.
I'll do this. Right? There's DivQ right down here. Circuit breaker.
Yeah, so you could even go to see the center. I'm pointing to the screen. Company name, in the center title there. If
company name, yeah.
That, it's going to organize everything alphabetically, and the guide information will float to the top. So click on that, and that'll give a filter. So you can scroll through here to get to There's a lot of references
Oh
in
yeah.
this
What am
case
I looking for?
this way to DIVQ that are referenced.
Ah,
For the
okay. Oh, so that's all alphabetical. So if I
yeah,
just keep going,
yeah. So
I got
that
to get
one's
the D's.
yeah. Don't. So let's go back to the dashboard because that's not a good example to go in that way. Um, Click
What
on
if
the
I go?
dashboard right above the blue button to your
There
right
we
there.
go.
There we go. So that brings us back to the home screen. Type in DIVQ and then click on the category. But if you go back,
Yep,
just
yep.
go back button.
Div
So it's called, so right there, let it populate and then pick from there, DIVQ.
Perfect.
So again, you'll get all the listings there, but click on the company name and it'll put everything in alphabetical order. And the first one should be DIVQ guide information. Click
There
on
it
that.
is.
So the guide information gives you the scope of the certification, important markings, how these things are going to be labeled, the requirements that are used. But if you scroll back up to the top and see that tab related information, so click on that.
There it
And there
is.
we've integrated links to the wire cable marking guide. What
What's
else is
this?
there?
Oh, panel board and switchboard. Let me see what that is.
Circuit breaker, short circuit ratings, the circuit
Oh,
breaker
look
marking
at
guide. So there's some good information on short circuit current ratings. And there's
yeah.
the marking guide, case.
We haven't updated this since
Marking guide.
2016. Come on, get to work, Tom.
Yeah, so yeah, the marking guides are in need of updating. That's for sure.
Now,
But still a lot of good information in there.
so Robert Weber out on YouTube is asking about the wiring cable. He says, are Type P cables in there?
Type P are not in there yet because the category is in process of being established.
Okay.
Last time I checked a couple months ago, it was not established yet, so Type Ps are not in there.
All
But the
right.
wiring
And
cable and marking guide was updated in 2019, so that was updated less than a year ago. But
yeah,
the category is still being developed.
perfect. Well, I like this. I tell you what, this is. I wasn't a fan of when you guys went digital. You know that. I voiced my opinion on it, but I tell you what, I am slowly becoming a believer, and I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot.
I had a compliment from Mr. Don Iverson this morning because he went to look for something and found it real easily. So
Yeah, yeah. There is a benefit to being online and having all of these resources. And you're going to cover this as the second part of your session, which is titled "Reconditioned Equipment," and I could say with icing on the cake, right?
right.
Yeah. So you've got 2 hours, and you're going to have 2 CEU hour credits associated with this with your event. For those who register for the entire week, we're doing the sessions morning and afternoon, 10 to 12 in the morning, 2 to 4 in the PM in the afternoon. Anybody who
Eastern
registers for the entire week, that's 18 CEU credits. And that's insane. And if you're an IAEI member, you get that whole 18 CEU credits for $100 for the entire week. And if you're a non-member, it's $200. But I'm telling everybody, look, if you're not an IAEI member, you're going to spend $200. An IAEI membership is $120. Throw in $20. Go to IAEI's website, IAEI.org. Sign up, be an IAEI member, then come back, register for the section meeting. You'll pay $220, and you'll get a full year of magazines, IAEI News. I believe you've had some articles in IAEI News, right, Tom?
I have, as well as the UL Question Corner, which is in every month. So
That's right. Yeah, and UL has a running column inside of that magazine, and all of the people and most of the people that are presenting at this Western section meeting all have published at least one or more articles in the IAEI News magazine. So you get a great resource in the magazine. You get the discount on the registration. You get your CEU credits, and it's a gift that keeps on giving.
that's right. Where do I sign up?
I'm telling you, act now. Awesome. So yeah. All right. So and also, I don't know if you know this, Tom, but you have the opportunity, and I'm extending this to you as well. We're doing in the afternoon. Did you know that we're doing virtual vendor booths?
In the afternoon, I thought it was between the,
It's between sessions from
yeah,
12:30 to 1:30.
I
So
have signed up and when we're done with this live bit, I want to talk to you about that because,
perfect. Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. So we've got Schneider Electric. Square D is going to be. I think they're on Monday. I think it is. We're signing. I think I've got 3 of my product lines that are going to probably sign up. So I keep hitting them up. I'm like, it's next week. Let's get going. But it will be something like this where whatever the vendor is. So it's going to be if they want to do a presentation, if they just want to talk about their products and the latest products that they have on the market, or if you guys want to talk about your latest resources, whoever it is, it's what we're going to try to do is replicate, one, and I think an important part of all of these section meetings, whether it be the Western, Southern, Eastern, Northwestern, Southwestern, is interfacing with manufacturers to understand and learn about their products, their newest solutions, what's on the market. So we're going to go live for anybody. So if they're registered, they're going to get an email with a link to say, hey, join us from 11:30 to 12:30. And it's going to be out on the Western Sections website live for anybody to check in on it. And we will be, it'll be each of the manufacturers. It'll be like a virtual booth taking questions. You'll be able to take YouTube questions, do presentation, whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to be a technical presentation. So
Cool.
that ought to be
Sounds
cool.
good.
And then I talked to Steve
And
Fromming.
then?
Oh, and then there's more.
Tell me.
Steve Fromming is, the Wisconsin chapter puts on the R&R Ranch. So, and you know what the R&R Ranch is. I'm sure you've
Whoa.
spent many of evenings at the R&R Ranch and probably woke up at the R&R Ranch to go do your presentation in the morning.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. So, what we're going to do is take the R&R Ranch virtual every night from 6 to 8. The first night, we've got Larry Ayer on, who's going to talk about the NEC 2023, and Larry Ayer is the correlating committee chair. He's brand new at that job, that role. 2023 cycle is his shining star. The first document that he's going to be residing over from an NFPA, from an NEC perspective. But he'll talk a little bit about the vision and about some of the key things that are happening in the 2023 cycle. David Williams on Thursday night is going to talk about the new style manual for the NEC. I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's
I was not, but now I'm going to be reading tonight.
absolutely. Well, it's not released yet, so
Oh.
all the more reason why you got to show up at the
Then
R&R
I'll be up
Ranch.
all night.
I'm telling you. So the other thing is, and you've got to do me a favor. I sent a note over to Robert Osborne, and he's not responded to my email. And although we've been talking about, he's on Code Panel 2 with me, we've been arguing back and forth how we're going to do our task group meetings. But I want to get him on to talk about medium voltage, because the medium voltage task group for the 2023 cycle, they're going to be proposing some big changes. So what I'd love to do is try to make those evening sessions a little bit about 2023 code cycle and what people can expect, because the public inputs were just over. They're going to be released, and it'd be great to start talking about it.
Cool.
And you're invited. So if you want to, because you're presenting, if you want to say, hey, I want to get some airtime on one of those evenings, you could either dial in this way with video, or I can call you up and we can connect you in via phone, and it'll be like I'll be like Rush Limbaugh or one of those radio stations where we're going to call Tom Lichtenstein, and we're going to get him in here, and he wants to talk to you guys about whatever. So we can bring you in via phone as well. So that ought to be a fun one.
Sounds good. I wasn't aware you were doing that for the virtual R&R.
Absolutely. So 10 to 12 Eastern, 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern, 2 to 4 Eastern, 6 to 8. This computer is going to be hopping all day long.
And so is the gentleman behind that.
I'm you know what I'm planning on? I'm going to lose another 30 pounds by the end of the week. Yeah.
Jeez.
No
Well,
time
one
to
more
beat.
thing I wanted to mention. So normally at the Western section meeting, or actually at all the section meetings, UL holds a closed door meeting with the AHJs only. Since we're not meeting in person, we're hosting a virtual AHJ meeting, governmental inspector meeting with UL. That'll be on Thursday in between the morning session and the afternoon session. So we'll give you a half hour for lunch. And then so from Central Time, 11:30 to 1, we'll be hosting that meeting on our platform. So invites went out today.
Perfect.
So if you see, look through your spam. If you're an inspector, hopefully we got you in the email database, and click on that and register. And so we got a little, want to give you guys some good information if you're a electrical inspector or any governmental inspector, and then open up the floor to you guys to get your questions answered too.
Great.
In a virtual
I'm not allowed in that one, am I?
We'll be done in time for you to do the to see the afternoon presentation too on
That's
Thursday.
perfect. So you're taking up that afternoon session from what time again? Central, right?
Yeah, in that middle session there, from 11:30 Central to 1 p.m.
Perfect.
Okay. And if you don't get an invitation from UL and you're an inspector, shoot me an email, and I will send you in a personal invitation.
And that's for inspector members only.
To you. Okay. So Thomas.R.Lichtenstein, Lichtenstein @UL.com. But
Excellent.
you have to be an inspector.
Excellent. We got another question on YouTube. Steve Froming says, where can I find listing information on EMT to MC transition fittings? Man.
So those are going to be, so there's two different spots, right? So EMT fittings are under the category code FKAV in Product IQ. And then there's a lot of overlap here. The IMC is under conduit fittings. DWTT is the category code. So the guide information should give you a lot of good information. You could probably just go to DWTT and that should cover whatever information you're looking for.
Oh, so DW.
Exactly.
So you're thinking DWTT?
DWTT, let it populate. So it's called guided keyword search. So you punch it in there, and then it's going to try and anticipate what you're looking for, and it'll display those links. So just don't hit return right away, or else it's just a big old keyword search through, a couple 100,000 files. So
awesome. There you go. And look at that. We found it pretty doggone easily.
Does that answer your question, Steve?
I'm hoping it answers.
I can tell you, Steve, I can tell you who's going to win the Bears versus the Packers game as well, if you're interested.
Robert Weber wants to know, what's a cubby?
What's a cubby? You're looking at cubby.
You're looking at it. I don't know. I think
it's a first place baseball team. I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah, we never heard of the Cubbies. I mean, is that a defined term in the NEC?
I think it is.
You think it is? Beautiful. That's awesome. So I think you're going to have a great program. I know I'm looking forward to it. And I know we're going to get, people can sign up just for your session, or they can sign up for the whole week. I'll put the links for both. If you're looking at the YouTube channel, on either YouTube channel, I think I put it on my Facebook channel as well. I put the links directly so that someone can register just for your session if they just want to do your session, and or they can register for the whole week. So the links are down below on the YouTube sites. On Facebook, I don't know if it's to the right, to the left, up above, and on LinkedIn, I don't know. I think it's above. So in any case, you can register for the whole week, or you can register just for Tom Lichtenstein's story. So awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
Looking forward to being the anchor of the week.
Yes, you are. And I'm telling you what a good anchor you are.
That's right. They save the best for last. Tune in and find out why.
Be there or be
square.
That's right. All right, Mr. Lichtenstein.
I'm sorry, this is eating. I shouldn't have.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing. Just go. Beautiful. Well, I think we gave everybody a little bit of an overview. I know you and I still have some talking to do. What I plan to do is try to shut this down. Tommy Davis is on. He says how about talking UL 98. I know he and I have to connect. He's got some ideas on that. I'll get up with you, Tommy, on that one as soon as I can. And we got Daryl Hill out there.
Hey, Daryl.
Yep, we got and what I'll do, Tom, during the program, we're going to get questions, and it's up to you on how we want to field these. We can save some questions to the top of the hour. What most people are agreeing to do is, if you can be in complete control of the whole experience. You can tell me when to turn pages. You can tell me, hey, Tom, do we have any questions? I'll take and see if we can take a couple of those. I'll have them queued up, and I will let if you ask me what kind of questions do we have coming in, I can either say, hey, you know what, you're doing good, Tom, nothing urgent, keep moving, or I'll say, okay, we've got about 4 or 5 questions. I'll give you a couple, and then you can judge how many questions you want to take at what time in the presentation. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah, and we can probably just handle it like we would in person as they come up. I can answer them.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So, and what I'll do is, so you can focus on the presentation. When the questions come up, I'll just butt in. I'll say, hey, Tom, I got a quick one. Here's what's coming in. And again, it'll always be, you'll be presenting like this, and I will just, I'll just be the voice. I'll be like God, right? You'll hear this voice come in, and you'll hear, Tom Lichtenstein. We have a question from the audience. So that way, and I can just butt in when I see you have a breaking point, and I'll ask the questions. The guys and gals on YouTube will be about a minute behind us, so sometimes the questions will come in, and you'll say, "Well, I talked about that a minute ago."
So you're saying I won't be late for once?
You'll be early; they'll be late. That's right.
That's right.
But believe me,
I like that.
Everybody out there on YouTube, they are worth the wait.
That's right.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to thanks for everybody. I mean, we've got some good dialogue going on YouTube. I appreciate that. I appreciate you. What that means is you have subscribed to the channel and you hit the bell, so you were probably notified that we went live. Remember to do that for the Western Section IAEI. Do that for my channel as well. I'm streaming on the Western sections and my channel. And please reach out to, I don't know, Tom, you're probably on LinkedIn as well. I don't know. Yep, you are. So, reach out to us on LinkedIn, connect with us. I mean, that's a part of the environment of the Western Section IAI, is building relationships. That's what we're all about. We're here to work together to increase safety and make our lives easier. That's right. Tom, I'm going to give you the last word before I shut down.
See you next week. I know you'll be on the edge of your seat. So a week from Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern.
Perfect.
You won't be disappointed.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
And scene.
Scene. Cut. Beer 30. Thanks, everybody. Stay safe. And by all means, stay healthy. Take care. See you next week. Or the next time we live stream. Bye.